Hello and welcome to a brand new series, one that we're calling the Real-Ish-Tic series, in which I am going to attempt to play this game as realistically as I can, with my own limitations in mind and game limitations in mind, so bear that with you when you judge me. We're on the fields of Tyrone, somewhere new, somewhere fresh, so let's jump in, let's go. So welcome to Tyrone. By the time this comes out, many of you will probably have been on, had a little look, had a little play, maybe even run a series on here yourselves, doing your thing. I was fortunate enough to get Tyrone through early access, through FS Landscaping. I was going to do a series, or try and start this series earlier, but different things sort of got in the way, and then I wasn't happy with what I did when I did record it. And then I knew that there was a different version of the map with giants, so I thought I'd wait until the official release and then I'll try and do what I want to do. So we are starting on the start farm, the main farm sort of central to the map. And we are going to try and run this farm pretty much from scratch, as realistic as possible. We have £500,000 in the bank to grow the farm, to build the farm to start with. We will be selling off all the machinery that is here, and that will go towards helping to grow and improve and buy our own machinery and start it our way. We'll be making a few little changes as well as we go. One little thing that I've already changed, I think I haven't done, but I'm planning on. Yep, it's not done yet. That's fine. I was thinking about things and doing things, and I can't remember what I did before and what I did after, and yeah, like I say, this is about third time attempting the Real-Ish-Tic series, and this is the yeah, out of 3 attempts of doing it, this is the second map. But yeah, I'll maybe tell you about that as we go. We'll see how it goes. So first thing that I want to do is sell off all the equipment so that it is ours, and we're just going to do that from the garage, so we won't get best price for everything, and we may find that some of this stuff when we go to the store and buy our own is similar, the same, who knows. I have an idea of what I'd like to get, but we've got maybe some modded versions and things like that we might try out, like to have a go. I've got 2 tractors in particular I'd really like to get on here. I think I'd like to run a 3-tractor farm. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to do 3-tractor farm plus like telehandler or wheel loader, or just a 3-tractor farm. We're going to be going with machinery that's quite small. The map set up as it is at the minute doesn't really require us to have large machinery, and in trying to do this quite realistic-ishly, we will be doing it at a nice easy pace, so we're not going to rush any of this. We'll take our time. We'll probably be running, to start with, 3-day months at ×5, and if we have some spare time we might go out and see if we can find some contracts, because we've been playing on the map challenge for a long time and we don't do any contracts on there because there's no other farmers. It is just us. So with that is everything sold off. So what is our new balance? Wow, that gives us 1.2 million. I wasn't expecting that much money. I didn't think we'd have over 1 million, so we are quite flushed. So some of the things I might want to change or do, we might do early on. Now, while we've got the money, before we go elsewhere, we're going to jump into farmlands. By the way, if you've not seen the map, if you've not played the map, this is it. This is the fields of Tyrone. Lots of little to medium fields. Apologies if you can hear noise in the background. The RAF are doing manoeuvres, nighttime manoeuvres. I cannot control that. I do not have a say in the RAF, so I do apologise if we pick that up. But yeah, we've got lots of small to medium fields, mostly grass. This is grassman territory. We are going to be converting some of ours along the way into arable fields, but we can pick up plenty of contracts out here as well, doing some some tedding, some mowing, some windrowing, some baling, some grass cutting. So that we'll see how that goes. But first off, we want to expand our farm with our money. Now, this plot of land is right next to us, so we're going to buy that. And that's going to cost us 18,384. Next up, we're going to buy field 125, because that's right next to us as well. And that's going to cost us 36,768. Now, I'd also like to buy 132, because that's just off the back of our farm, and I might do something with that, or I might do something with this area. But we'll buy this one, and that's going to cost us 28,644. And then this is currently our only arable field. Everything else is grassland. That is 5.6 acres with 4.2 acres of actual field. If we have a look at number 147, that's 530. Sorry, 5.31 acres with 4.28. So that's roughly the same sort of size. So that would double whatever we're going to get. So we're going to buy that one. Now, my intention here is not necessarily to buy up the whole map, but as time goes by, we might own a fair bit of this land. We might. But I think that's a good, healthy start for us. We own this little plot down here. That comes with the farm. This little bit here comes with the farm. Like I say, we've got these grasslands around us as well. So with that, we'll have a quick run around, shall we? We'll have a quick run. This is mainly going to be set up and chat about how this is going to work and what we're going to do today on the first episode. So we've got our farmhouse here. Little parking area there. One storage shed here, nice and big. Plenty of lighting on it. Then as we go around, another big storage shed here. Small storage shed. Two long sheds here. Area here where we can plop something down. This is a field that we just brought, so this one is now ours. Then around here, we've got our grain silo. We've got another big shed here. Our manure, I believe the manure spawns here. So we've got this where we can probably load up bales in here. Don't think this is... Nope. It's not silage or anything, so that's a lot of space. We can load up a lot of stuff in there. We have our cattle shed here, and this holds 200 cows. We don't have any at the minute. We just purchased this plot of grass off the back here, as well as a bit over to the right. So this is now ours, access from the side road. Our cows can produce milk in this barn. The milk we can collect from this silo. Trigger point's just there. Ooh. I have the mod installed that limits our grain silos, so we can only store one grain. Or one grain type, not one grain, just one individual grain. One grain type per silo. If we put down a silo extension, we can then store another silo. I did consider selling this and putting something different down. But if you sell this, the grate doesn't go. The grate is sort of built in with the map. So we're going to keep it for now. And then as we go round... Quick. I usually have double speed for my running, but because we're going to try and play it realistic-ishly, we are not doing 2 times run speeds either. So we have 2 more sheds here. We have a bunker here, which since I think I've got plenty of money, we're going to change this out early on. We've got some bales when we come in. The silage bales come in as you start anyway. We've got another nice long storage shed here and here. Plenty of storage space. Another one here. And then these two coming off the road. They're storage. And then we have our slurry pit here. And the slurry from the cows feeds into here. And we've got a collection point just there. We own that meadow. We own that meadow. We own this big meadow here. And then I think there's 3 more that branch off out in front. They are ours. They are our local fields. Again, if we bring up the map, you'll see where we are in relation to that. So 133, 134, 137, 135, 136. Then over that way across from the posh houses, we've got 147 and 145. And then behind us in this direction, 176, 132. And then on the other side of the farm, 125 and 127. That is us all... Ooh, not purchasing. That is us all sorted. Now, we have some different mods installed for this series as well, which we will go through. So coming in, we do have our loan system. The loan system is set as default, I believe. I don't think I've changed anything with that. We can take a loan out if required, and I thought we might have to at the start, but we got a good price for those machineries. We do have the monitors for our animals. Once we get some animals, we'll get that sorted out and wired up so we can keep track of those, and that might come in handy with another mod that we've got running a bit further down. That'll also let us know how much feed we need and how much water they're going through. Contracts are normal. We've not got any contract boosts, no contract plus, no extensions to contracts. Contracts are vanilla, and like I say, we will be looking to probably run some of them during our quiet periods or when money gets tight. We don't currently own any productions. There is a bakery, there is a grain mill, and there is an oil mill, all on site that we can sell to, possibly purchase and run. There is an area for us to put down placeables if we wish to. We're running the time savings stock check, although I always forget to check it, and I like to go and look at things, so that might help in the realistic-ish way of doing it. Prices, nothing changed there. This is one that we'll come back to that one. Hire purchasing. I've not got the leasing mod that I usually run. I'm running hire purchasing. I think this is going to help us manage it better. We'll be able to see the finances more. With hire purchasing, it's only machinery and vehicles. So unlike with financing, you could finance the purchase of your seeds, of your bales, absolutely anything in the store you could pretty much put on finance. Hire purchase, it's for the machines, it's for the tools. So we've got that going. I do have my farm valuation. So we are currently, everything in total, worth 2 million. So do you think, and I want to put it to you guys, do you think we should set ourselves a target of value for our farm? I think because it's grass work, it's going to be cows. There's not going to be heavy in. We don't be doing any logging, no wood chipping or anything like that, like we've done on previous series. It's all going to be about the animals and running a dairy farm with some side projects. We are going to be doing other things because I understand that might get boring watching me cut grass and do bales for the next 8 months. But that's what I like to do anyway. So yeah, if there's a target, a value target of our farm that we should try and aim for as a goal for this series, let me know down in the comments, and we'll see what we can implement there. Also, as we're going along, if there's other realistic-ish mods that you'd like us to work in, let me know. And also, if I'm doing anything throughout the series that you think, that's not realistic, that's not right, bearing in mind, skill level is pretty much low bar. But if there's certain procedures that we're doing that wouldn't be right, again, let me know. As long as there's something we can do within game. It's no good saying, oh, you would do this, you would do that in real life. Bear in mind, this is a game. Help me with that. Now, we'll go to run you through my settings just to make sure they're all right as well. So, we are the Real-Ish-Tic series. We're on real time at the minute. We'll jump it to ×5 once we get going proper. I'm going to have the economy on normal. A lot of the time I have it on easy, just because it's easier, it's more comfortable. Things get pretty tight pretty quick. I did consider hard, but because I'm doing other things that are probably going to be more challenging and going to consume a lot of time, I thought let's not worry about not making all the money. Let's leave that at normal. There is traffic, so traffic is on. Like I say, 3 days. Snow is on. All the other things are on. Crop destruction, periodic plough, field stones, weed, and we've got to sort them out. Disasters are off just because they don't want to be faffing about with tornadoes in, the middle of Northern Ireland. No, thank you. We vehicle stuff I don't think interests here. Our workers all set as off. Realistic animals. We have got the move husbandry animals. We may use that sometimes. It comes as a fee, so it's as if we're paying someone or getting someone just to get the animals through a different husbandry. So if we set up some grazing fields next to our cattle barn, we can try and just have, if we're busy, you can have someone just jump the cows over and move them, and so you could do that. So it's almost like I'm not sure if we'll do it as a daily thing, but you could set it up as like a daily thing. So we're gonna pay someone. It's their job at the end of the day or the end of the month to move the cows in or out to get milked, type thing, because pastures don't get milk in. So we'll consider that a thing. My maintenance and painting costs are dropped to 50% because it's astronomical, the prices that we have to run. Our enhanced loan, as you can see, is there. Precision farming is on, and it is set for realistic pattern spread and speed dependent application. I don't think anything in general really changes anything. So the thing we want to go back to is policies. This really intrigued me when I saw this, especially as it's stuff that I probably don't know enough about. So we can pick active schemes and policies. Some things are implemented anyway, and depends on how we run our farm, we could be rewarded or we could be fined. So animal bedding requires animals to be provided with adequate straw bedding to ensure that comfort, insulation and hygiene. Straw reduces injury and stress, helps maintain body temperature and absorbs moisture to protect animal welfare. Our next evaluation will be in September. There is no report information available. So in next month, because I think we start in August, September will be evaluated. We've not got no animals at the minute. We might wait until after September before we do. Water contamination policy prohibits spraying chemicals, solid fertilizer, slurry, lime, manure and herbicide within buffer zones of water bodies to prevent runoff and contamination that can harm aquatic life, degrade water quality and endanger human health. Violations are penalised. We don't have any waterways on here, so I think we should be fine for that. So I think we should always be passing this policy, this legislation. We should be good for. Let's hope. Sustainable forestry encourages sustainable forestry practices, rewarding net positive tree planting and fining for overall deforestation. The policy applies to your own land. Doing contract work will not affect your evaluation. The report will update monthly with biannual totals. However, full evaluation and payout or fines will occur in June and December. So if we do, for whatever reason, feel the need to cut down some trees, we do need to then plant trees somewhere else, and more trees than we cut down. We want a net positive to sustain that. Animal feed requires animals to always have sufficient feed available. Keep feed troughs topped up and accessible at all times to prevent hunger and meet welfare standards. We would try and do that anyway. Manure management, you should not let manure sit idle indefinitely. Ensure you spread at least 50% of the manure you produce on a rolling basis. If you do not produce manure, you will not be affected by this policy. The report will update monthly. However, full evaluation and payout or fines will occur in May and November. I'm hoping to do a lot of our own natural spread anyway, so we should be good there. Animal spacing requires animals to have enough space to move, rest and access food, water, preventing overcrowding, reduces stress, injuries, disease spread and supports better health and productivity. It does not apply if husbandry only has one animal. So we probably want to keep our husbandries and our pastures and our pens, I want to say at like 75% capacity. We want to watch that. So if we're going to try and pop down some pastures and do a little bit of rotation and stuff like that, we'll see how good I am at it. Crop rotation requires rotating crops between fields and seasons to maintain soil fertility. break pest and disease cycles, improve nutrient balance, and protect long-term yields. That's something I try and practice anyway. Even on other challenges and series, we always tend to do no repeat crop. So crop rotation, we should be good. I'm not quite sure how it's going to be with if we go from like wheat to barley to oat to wheat to barley to oat. We'll find out, but we can maybe put something else in there. I do have extended straw crops, so we can put in something like soybeans, sunflowers, corn, or whatever, so we can still get some straw, because that's going to be the main reason for growing arable grain crops, is that we want the straw for the animals. Restricted slurry application. You are not allowed to apply slurry during the months of September to December. So from autumn to midwinter, we cannot spread slurry. You'll be penalised for each violation. I think this is due to like increased rain and runoff. It's more likely to get into the water sources, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm guessing there's something to do with that. Slurry management requires slurry tanks to be kept below capacity to prevent overflows and spills. Overflows can release slurry into fields and waterways, contaminating soil and water and causing environmental harm. So from September to December, we may find we have to find a way of selling our slurry, depending on our capacities. And I think that's going to come under manure as well, because slurry is a liquid manure. So we can't leave it standing for a long time either. So yeah, we'll probably have to sell it or get it down to a BGA or do something with it, or try and make sure we're nearly empty at that time. So then we can start spreading again January, February and not be hit by that 6-month sort of standing fine. So that's something to consider. Animal conditions encourages maintaining animal productivity, which is a general indicator of good animal welfare. Well, we're going to be trying to do that anyway. We want our animals to be good, but we will be graded on that. And I think for all of these, if you qualify for them, if you are positive, you will receive a payout of incentivized payout. I don't know, something like that. If you fall ill of it, if you don't do it, you'll get fined. Now, we do then have optional schemes that we can add in. Currently, there is the natural fertilizer scheme, a scheme to encourage the use of natural fertilizers such as manure, slurry, and digestate. You'll receive a bonus for the amount of natural fertilizer you use compared to synthetic alternatives. This applies to all fertilizer you spread, whether it's on your farm or for contract. Once we're up and running and we're producing, we will activate that scheme. We will sign up for that. Natural grazing, a scheme to encourage letting animals graze in a pasture without additional feed. The payment is intended to offset any loss of earnings, because if they're out there, well, you're not going to be producing your milk, and they don't fatten as much if you're growing them for beef cattle. I don't think they produce as much milk just eating grass. So even if we do, say, put our cows out to pasture after 6 when they're milked, and then bring them in at 5:30 to be milked again, like that period of time that they're just grazing, they aren't getting as much nutrition as when they are in the barn and getting fed TMR or getting fed silage. I think that's even better for. I think silage and grass now are parallel with each other, aren't they? Like 80%. I think it's something like that. We'll check. But anyway, yeah. So we'll be doing some of that. So we will probably sign up for that. You'll receive a bonus for the time the animals are grazing. The bonus amount is variable depending on the type of animal. So obviously, I should imagine sheep that are going to be out there even more anyway, and that doesn't make no difference. You're not going to get as big a benefit or as big a payout bonus for doing it as you would with, say, cows. Brand demo. So the demo scheme, Pottinger are offering your farm the opportunity to demo some equipment for 1 month. The exact specification of the demo vehicle is determined at the point you sign up for the scheme. The following equipment will be provided to you for the duration of the scheme. So for a month, if we take this, for a month, we can have a pickup wagon. So we might take that on anyway, because we're going to have a lot of grass to cut and we're going to have some clamps to fill. So next comes the more negative side of running something more realistic-ish, and that is there is tax to be paid. Previous year's statement. There is currently no tax statement available. Tax statements are generated annually in April, and payment is taken in September. Our currently yearly totals, expenses, our taxable income, and amount due. Now, because I started with £1 million and dropped it down, and then we've gone back up to £1 million, I think it's showing us as being quite wealthy. So we're going to take a big hit on our first tax payment, but we'll also see that as our inheritance tax being paid. So we'll RP that a little, because I don't think we'll have to pay that much tax each time. I hope. But we have to remember, in September, we've got, or next month, we've got 115 grand going out. And then we'll have an event log of everything that's been done via it. So yeah, policy. I'm intrigued by this. I like what this brings. So next on the list of what I want to do to get started is we are going to jump into our construction. None of the sheds are sellable. This is our farm as it is. If we want to grow anything, it'll be putting buildings out onto land that we own and expanding the farm, or even moving and expanding the farm elsewhere or something like that. You can't use the hide objects just because of the way that the sheds are built. So hide objects doesn't work. You'll lose bits of walls and bits of sides, so that doesn't help you. So don't try and do that. But what we can sell, like I say, we can sell the silo, but the grate stays. So we might as well keep it because we're going to be left with the grate. We can sell our silage pit. So we're going to sell that. And then I am going to, we're going to do this live. I never do any sort of terrain stuff live. We're just going to expand out a bit because I know what I want, and they should fit in this space because they're not that big, and then we'll smoothen it out and sort out what we need to sort out afterwards. So if we go to our silos, I really like the Scottish Highlands. That's the manure. That's the silage bunker. So we could fit 2 of them in there. Plop, plop. But there is also an... I just then saw the price. The price difference is quite a lot. But these are undercover. And I think we would try and put our silage undercover. I think that's the sort of farmer we would be. That we would be looking to have that. Now, if I just make sure that we are pretty much on my flat bit. It's not too much. So it's only 210 that we're going to be paying for the ground. And then again, I shall just try to tidy it up a little bit. How is that looking? That's not too bad. Just don't want the sharp edge, do we? That's the thing. So let's make that a bit bigger. And then bring that round. Talk amongst yourselves. I don't normally show any of my constructing in the video. I normally do it all and edit out, but I'm going to keep this in. These are probably going to be quite long episodes. Even for me, these might become quite long episodes. Just because I'm not going to rush, not going to be trying to chop about and jump about and do things. And we, or I, it's up to you whether you do it as well, going to embrace a bit of the silence and just enjoy the game. I'm not going to ramble so much to just try and fill the airtime or cut it out until next talk. And I know YouTube love that. Cut out the silence. Sometimes you just want to enjoy the game. We're playing... Sometimes people are playing along, and if you jump cut, like, they've suddenly got to pause the video or come back to it or do whatever. So, yeah, these are going to be, as we go along, probably quite uncut, a little bit raw. I've been watching Fury Machine Gaming, and he's been doing a really realistic stuff. He's pretty much teaching people how to do real farming through FarmSim. And yeah, he just records and goes and chats and tells you what he's doing, and that's it. Now, something that we can do is remove the rubble with the hide tool. So I am going to have a quick farm tidy up. Okay, it's up to you whether you do this sort of thing. I like that it's a thing, because I'm not a big fan of lots of rubble on the farm. Plus, if we've just brought a farm, I think we'd tidy it up. Unfortunately, there's no collision on this. We can't delete that. So the IBC stays. That's all right. That's fine. But now I can maybe put some more asphalt or cement down there and park some tools and some bits for silage clamp. But I like this. This is nice. And now we've got two. So rather than having the one, we can load one, have it covered, fill the next, and then sort of rotate our silage. A bit easier than just having the one clamp. Now, also, excuse me, sorry about that. Also, we can get rid of some of this rubbish. Again, not all of it. Let's just make the space a bit tidier, because we have machinery and tools and things we might want to place down. Just be careful when doing this. If you use the hider, you don't want to hit the building, because you can't delete the shed, but you will take out walls. The walls will disappear. We'll get rid of some of this. Again, the IBCs can't go, but we can tidy up a little bit around it. That's fine. Now, there is one more spot that we need to go and tidy up, because where I have been in and I've just flattened out the floor to these sheds. They when you come in, they're on a bit of a slope, and I just want them flattened for me. That was my preference. But where I've done it, we've got some rubble that is floating, so we shall remove that. And we'll remove these ones. We're going to leave the big tank there. The big tank can stay. There we go. And again, they are their own thing. Now, if I, again, jump into our construction menu, woo, and we will flatten out where we can, because I do have, that shadow makes it look like there's a hump, but there's not. We do want a little workshop type thing. Ignore all this. I thought I'd delete a lot of that, but it's still here. I'm not going to be using my in-the-pocket mobile workshop. We're not going to have that. We are going to have a little workshop where I can back some tractors up, and if I want to make some changes, I can here. Larger machinery will have to go to the store and get sorted out. But in this space here, we can fix up some tractors when we want to change tyres and stuff like that, or if we want to do a little bit of engine tuning maybe, we can get in here, get the tractor up on that, and that can be done. Could have put it in a shed, but I thought this is a nice little space. That'll work just nicely there. New addition to the farm. So with that, with all of that finally done, we're about half an hour in, we are going to head to the store. And we're not tabbing, we're going to have to walk. What I should have done, is before we start, I should have brought a push bike. We're going to bite. So I will speed this bit up, but we are going to walk to the store. So here we are. This is the store. It's not that far from us, so it's quite handy. It is always busy up here, always busy. We're going to try not to run into people while we're up here doing things. Now, when we buy things, the first lot spawn here. If this area gets filled, they start to spawn around the other end. So if we buy things and we can't see them, I will forget, but they will be here. If we want to do maintenance on tractors, this is the spot. This is where you park them for maintenance. So for bigger things that we can't fit in, and that was another reason why I wanted the small sort of workshop area. If it's something big, we're going to have to bring it to the shop to get it sorted out. We can only do small things. And I think this is the man we talked to sort out vehicle stuff there. The man we want to purchase stuff from is here. So what we're going to do to start with is get real tight. And we're going to look at the used section to see what there is. You never know, everything we just sold might turn up here. Now, I want to use the small bales. So this, I'm going to buy this. I'm not sure how long they're going to stay there. So that is coming with us. A strange purchase to start with. But we are going to buy that. We're going to use the small ones because I want to try and do my mixers and stuff, and we're going to try and do some handballing of things as well, but like I say, realistic-ishly. So we're going to do small bales because you can pick them up. I've installed the mod that allows you to pull one pack at a time out of pallets, and so we can do bags of seed, bags of fertilizer, bags of mineral feed, singular rolls of wrap and netting. We can pull that all out, and we can do things that way. A little bit more slower, but a little bit more immersive. And I'm just thinking this is going to be an easier way to manage maybe our TMR mix and stuff like that. If we have the small bales, because we're probably going to get a small feeder wagon when the time comes. So we'll make the small bales, stack them up into big ones, and then store them that way, and then we can just open them up and then get them as we need. So we shall buy that. That's our first 30 grand spent on machinery. That's tempting, but I don't think we need anything that big. We do not need 300 horses. I'll be surprised if we go much over 200 horsepower. Until the time comes when I'm like, oh wow, actually we need something bigger. We won't be looking to go over 200 horsepower. Now, if this is the Agri Pro. Is this engine power standard? Oh, we can tune it. This isn't. What is the engine power on that? That's I might get that. Now, initially, because I have thought about machinery. Oh, we've left. Initially, sorry, chap. Because I have thought about what I want to get for this series. The Ross and Mods one, because it has 125 horsepower, sort of lower, cheaper edition. But that's 108 still. So if I go with the one that's on sale, base game version, does that. We don't need GPS. I was just thinking that's the quick fit. So we have to make sure everything has a quick fit attachment. I'm not sure if everything I want to use has a quick fit attachment. We have got a thing on the back. Oh, I'm a bit thrown now. I am a bit thrown. If we go with... Or can we not see like what's compatible with it? If I go in store, if I look at this one, combinations, just have a little check. And by the looks of it, all the tools I wanted will work with it. Okay. So we will buy that. Second hand. Put the Michelin's on. Wheel setup is fine. Yeah, I don't think we need wide ones. Engine power. We've got the mod in so we can get all engines chipped. So if we want to, we can get them tuned up. Extra 10%, extra 15%, extra 20% of engine power. So if we did that, we'd get an extra 29 horsepower, which we don't need to do. But I'm thinking that's going to be a way of keeping small tractors and smaller horsepower tractors, and if they struggle, we can pay to get them tuned up without having to then jump to a big tractor that's just going to be more problematic with fences and narrow tracks and stuff like that. So yeah, we're going to get this. Fortunate that that's there, actually saved us like 20 grand. So thank you. And I'm just going to get what I really think I'm going to need for now. There's going to be other days when we come to the store, and things that are going to be a priority then and a priority now. I might buy this and leave it at the store because I've got more money than I thought I would have, just for loading things like bags and pallets, so I don't have to bring my telehandler up here all the time. So we're gonna buy that and donate it to the store. Hopefully. So it doesn't look like that goes as low either. I have a lot of trouble with these things. That's the trouble. The trouble is I have a lot of trouble. We don't want IC on. I'm not worried about anything else, I don't think. Right. Buy it. And we will just move it, because that is going to be in the way of me wanting things. Because I am going to try and do pallets and bags the right way. Well, I think the wheel's a bit loose. Sorted. Right, so we will just go and park this, and I'll have to try and remember that it exists as well. This, yeah, I think if we park it on top of that man, he can keep an eye on it. Tony, you are in charge of the forklift, alright, mate? This is you. Yeah, he's alright. He's safe. He'll keep an eye on that for us. Oh, perfect. Look at that. Right. Let's go back and buy some more goodies. Goodies. Mowers, baler. I might get something different. I've used that a lot. This is a tractor that I like, but again, I don't think I need that much horsepower. Don't need that. The John Deere is definitely too much. In time, I might get one of these vans because I like these vans, but I don't want that one. Plough rifle for a minute. 150 horsepower. Ooh. Hello. I don't think we need it. Again, because we've only got those two, well, we've got the two small arable fields at the minute. With auger. Well, that can be something we attach on when required. I like that. Okay. So, 13,000 litres, I think, even if it's 2 trips, each of our field, like 4 trips in total when harvesting, this is more than enough. I honestly do. Wheels are fine. Yeah, something like that. Absolutely great. We'll buy that. We might end up with quite a few different trailers though, because there are ones that are configurable that I want as well. I don't think at the minute there's anything else here that we want. So if we go to small tractors And we want to get, I like, now we had the Farm C series, the base game one. There is also the Jolly Farms modding version, and this one has a chip tune in it. Now I don't, so we could go with a chip tune, an extra 40 horsepower, plus we can get our guy to tune it up if need be. I'm going to run it with the 120, so it's 117 horsepower. So you say, oh, we could have kept the base one then. But this gives us options down the line if it starts to struggle, if we need to be doing a little bit more. I'm going to keep those wheels because I think they're unique to this mod, so we'll keep them. Engine will keep as standard for now. Not going to fit a GPS in this one. This is going to be a bit of a around the farm type of jobby, doing jobs alongside the telehandler, alongside the JCB. Front fenders, I do like fenders. I know not everyone does, but I do. No SMV enabled. SMV, okay. Safety marker. We'll have that. Seems about right. Headlight housing colour. We'll keep it clear. Front weight, I want a 3-point hitch. I do want a front loader. Attacher, rim colours, everything else. That's all good. So that's going to cost us 90 grand. So we shall buy that. And then if we go to combinations, it does have the front forks that go with it. So we will also buy them. And because the case is probably going to be helping around with moving loads and doing stuff, we're going to put a weight, and quite a sizable weight on it. There is a 10 winkle one. Is at the Guscom 1250. And if this isn't enough, again, we can add another bit to it. But I don't think we need that. But that's enough to offset the weight of a bale. And we will put it in the case red. That will be absolutely wonderful. And to keep things simple and tidy and tight on the small farm, we are going to get my old friend. I love this. I've considered getting some other ones, hence why they're here. But we can stick this on the front. Plus, with this one, you can either do 3-point, or we can stick it on front forks. So again, options. I know we've got the telehandler, but this is a bale shredder, so this will shred it. So I don't have to necessarily buy a big straw blower. This will do that for us. So I'm going to buy that. And that is pretty much the case set up with all it needs. So the weight and the fork should be around the other side. We hop in. Plenty of room to back up here. Once we've got our weight on, we might see if we can get that trailer to attach to the weight as well. We'll try and bring everything back when we can. So let's go and get the wheel fork bale shredder. Oh, look where you're going, love. You get run over. Which way? Oh, that's handy. That is facing the way we want it to face. Oh no, don't buy that with a hitch. Did I? Nah, which version did I buy? No, that's the right one. I panicked myself. Looked like the 3-point, but it has got the Euro hitch on there, I believe. So we shall grab that. I mean, to be fair, I could even put my weight on the front. Let's do that. If I put the weight on the front, I can put that trailer on the back. Wunderbar. Mind yourself, buddy. Crazy man coming through. The Arcusan being there earlier than I planned on getting it. I sort of used up the space. Well, there we are. We have one set up ready to go back. We will just park this over here to free up some space. Engine off. So next up, we'll buy the tools we want for the JCB. So I'm going to want a like a silage leveler, a bag lifter, silage leveler, bag lifter, bale spike, and a bucket. Probably a pallet fork, but we'll maybe wait for that one. This bloke doesn't believe his luck. The things we're buying. So if I just go into telehandlers combinations, it's easier if we do it that way. And we want, what do we want? What do we want? We want one of those. Now this doesn't always work as friendly as I'd like. Can we change the brand on it? Can we put JCB on the side? Oh, we can. There we go. Yeah. I don't know why we don't get a single. There isn't a single option. For the front loader forks, there's a single and a double. For the telehandler, just a double, it seems. We'll have that anyway. I would like to buy the Altec as our bale spike. Now this one, put that. So we can change this. So we can put this on our case as well if we want. We just put it into the area and change it. And with something like this, I'm sure it's heavy. But if we need to move it about, we'll probably use a little bit of super strength because I think we should be able to haul that about. I honestly do. And we're going to put that in our JCB yellow. So we're going to buy... Oh, this one also. We're going to put the tension belts on it so that it's just a little bit friendlier when moving stuff about, because pallets jump about, bales jump about, and thus was often stopping me from doing things more realistically anyway, is that the physics aren't there in the game, because this is a game. The physics aren't always there with what you want to do. Like bales, if you a big Heston bale weighs an absolute ton. It really does. You cannot just knock that over. A gust of wind blows them over in this game once they're balanced. So, yeah. Buy that. I haven't already brought it, have I? Do I have two now? So the next thing on our list is. So we've got the grain, shot 3,000 litres or 5,000. I think I might go with the 3 again, because once we're doing our mix, I might not want a lot. I might want a little. I don't want to throw it out. If you know, throw the mix out. So if I take the small shovel for now. Oh, did I put the quick fit on the back? I can't remember. Because we need the JCB quick fit, don't we? Right, buy that. Hopefully that thing works for us then. Pallet forks, we might not need so much because we're going to have the pallet truck up here. And I want the Taylor attachments, the Viper 3000, just because this looks like an absolute beast. And JCB quick fit. So to bring all of this back as well, we are going to want some sort of trailer, because I'm not doing a million trips to bring things back. So if we go down to, where is bale transport? Why am I being blind? I just find the balers. There we go. Transport. Now, if bale load and everything gets horrific by me trying to do it all proper, we might go for an auto load, but I have to stack and move everything over, and then we pop it on, and then we just everything falls in place. But we're not buying them now. We're going to do that if things go bad. That's the if things go bad. What we would like is the first one is going to be, I think that's this one. I think that one's a bit long. Just a bit of a homemade generic trailer. But with this one, it has options. We do round bales, so they'll support easier for loading that way. A universal bale platform. So this doesn't have a capacity for like a grain or anything. It's not a carton trailer like that. But this will help us to load things on. We'll have something to work with there. Wheels, I'm happy with. Lights, we'll leave whatever. Fenders is fine. Main color, platform color, we'll change that. We'll make it our own. Select brown. Yeah, I'm fine with that. So we'll buy that. That's another £5,000. So we shall it would be that the trailer is the other side. So what I'll do, we'll jump back in. I'll use the shortcut for this one. We will buy our next our next tractor, because then we can bring the trailer around on it. And we want to go to, just because I absolutely love this tractor, I always have, since like coming across the game on like FS15, I think, is when I first played. The Hurleyman, I'm sure that was there then. Right, and I think this is just pulled from FS17. Okay, this isn't the clearest, cleanest convert. Inside doesn't look crisp, it's not sharp, it's not cut. But I just really like this tractor. We are going to go with the 130. It's 130 horsepower. We're going to put some Michelins on it. The wheels are going to be standard and weighted. Engine power we're going to leave as is, but again we can chip it, so we could put an extra 26 horsepower into that, bring that up to like 156, which would be nice. No GPS in this one either. If we want a GPS, we can eventually put one in, but I'm not worried about that. Beacon lights, I think we'll be fine. So another 130 horsepower, nothing big, nothing major. We'll buy that. And I'm thinking if we go down the route of eventually getting like a bale collector, this is going to be the tractor that's going to go out and collect my bales. So I am going to get a weight pusher for it. We'll do big weight, and we'll want not the biggest because it's not the widest tractor. Screw configuration. So we can just attach something to it if we want. And we'll put a hitch on the front, just in case we use it on the back, and then we can do what we want with it. The Hurleyman is green, but I think it has red trims and stuff, so we're going to go with a little bit of a red on it as well. Plus, if I want to put it on the case, it won't look too out of place there either. So we're going to buy that. So let's get the Hurleyman sorted out and put a trailer on the back. It's all go, my friends. It is all go. Unfortunately, you do face the wrong way here, because it's loading in the same. Now we will, throughout this series, probably spend a fair bit of time in cab because I like playing in cab, and again, that is the more Real-Ish-Tic view for certain jobs, and at certain times we will no doubt be out of cab because some things, you know, it's a game. Some things are easier out of cab. I have an awful, absolutely awful depth perception. Like I just struggle. I know a lot of people struggle in game with that. I feel like I struggle worse than the average man. So sometimes out of cab has to be done. Even when I don't want to do it, it has to be done. But again, using smaller equipment should make it somewhat easier because we'll always be able to see our, like, the edges of our machines and stuff when we're doing field work and stuff like that. We should always be able to see where we're turning and what we're doing. I have got the mod to lock the dolly when I want to, so that will come in handy. Now I am just going to ask some of these kind men around here to help me get this on my trailer. They're good like that. They'll help us out. No, we don't push that on too far because we know how things work. That'll go through the board. See? That nearly went. There's gone through, right. Because at the other end... Oh, can we strap both ways? Oh, you can. Look at that. That's cool. Yeah, at the other end, we haven't got a big strong man to come and help us pick these up. So we will have to take them off with the telehandler and put them away. But while we've got kind gentlemen to come and help us hump and huff this stuff about, we will accept that help. I'll just cut the engine off, and the same man will come and help us with this one. Now that will... Oh, I've got to stand that up. Now this wouldn't be too heavy. I think we'd pick this up anyway. Drag it, at least. Hopefully I'm going to fall over again. And this one, I think we would be able to pull this about ourselves. Tell me if I'm wrong. How much would that weigh? I think a big man like me, 6'3", probably about 250 pounds, I can pick this up. I'd probably not throw it about like that, but I'd get it out there. I'd have a hernia doing it, but I'd give it a go. Alright. Not quite sure how much room I'm going to have to put anything else on the side, but I was hoping I would. Alright, so we will strap you on. The bucket, will the bucket go on there? I mean, we've got the telehandler. We could have done it, but I'm aware that this is probably going to take us about an hour and a half to get set up. But I want you to see what I'm doing in relation to deciding on how I'm picking stuff and what we're going to have. Right, so I think the bucket might not, might just fit on the end there. Is there a strap? If I go around the other side, it might be more giving. Yes, thank you. Excellent. That is ready to go, that one. So we've got 2 plus the telehandler that are ready to go. So what else do I want? Obviously we want something to cut grass. We want something to cut grass, and that is where our larger tractor is going to come in. Although I don't think we'll need something much larger. But there is, if I come up here, it might be easy to find it. I love when they aren't actually in alphabetical order. Let's go. I think it's in medium. And it's in the same vein as the Hurleyman, really. I mean, it's the same, basically the same brand, if I'm not wrong. We're going to go with a Lamborghini. A medium Lamborghini, nothing garish. It's basically a Deutz, but Lamborghini are basically a Deutz, in the same sense that Hurleyman are basically, you know, under that same umbrella. And the Sam. And we are going to go with 245. I think 245 as our biggest tractor. With if it gets tough, with whatever we decide we're going to be doing, then we've got options. That can go bigger. We can do engine chipping. All is good. Now we will stick GPS in this tractor. I'm going to give it a black grille, just to give it a little bit of definition there. Beacons. Beacon over there. Now, I like fenders, so we will have a fender. Plus, that's sort of the only thing that really tells you that it's Lamborghini. Full animations or basic animation? Now, it doesn't say that it requires IC for that. Now, if full animations start to cause conflicts, we will switch it to basic animations. I don't know what the animations are going to be. Okay. We're not going to stick a front loader on it. We've got 2 tractors. I think the Hurley comes with a front loader anyway. So we've got 2 tractors plus the telehandler to be dealing with stuff. So we don't need that on here. That's going to cost us 211. Now, I thought I was going to have to put my big tractor on the hire purchase. But we've got enough money from our sales, so we will buy this outright. And what I would like to get for this tractor, although in playing around with this earlier today, deciding what I want, like some of this stuff has changed just in this from what I was looking at earlier. Why am I getting lost again? Weights. Because I'm doing this, going to be doing the whole, we can do individuals and singles and stuff like that and move stuff around and cart stuff about. I want the Bresel und Lard cargo box at the front. But when when you leave this on, oh no, not that bit. Can we undo that? If I just say back. Right, base color, lid color is what I want. Silver. Select. Just looks nicer. Yeah, if you put your worker on it, or I put a courseplay on it doing something on a different map, and when it opened up the tool to use the tool on the back, it opened up the lid, and half the stuff that I put in for storage fell out. So I got to be careful with that. But we're going to buy this. And then our mower of choice, I feel like was quite limited. Now, I wanted to go with a Crone, although I've got other things. We've got other sets and we've got other options. In future, we are going to be looking into the four-strip machinery for a forager, because I want to do that, and I think that'll fit in nicely here. It's small, it's compact, it'll get down the tight lanes. It's a little bit old. I think that'll go in well here. So I wanted to go with a Crone side and front mower set. On the mod hub, there aren't any Crone front mower units, none at all, which I thought was weird. If you know where we can go, I bet I could go on King Mods. I don't want to have to go on King Mods and get stuff. I'd prefer to go to someone's itch direct and get it from them. If you know where we can get a front mower unit in the Chrome brand, or which mod does like front units that you can change the brand of. So sometimes you could go in and flick through and it would give you a few different brands. If there's one out there that does that, let me know, because until then, or until I get fed up with having to use a side mower, we are just going to be going with the side mower. Now I am going to put a swath board on the right. I don't think it's going to make much difference. It's just going to catch our grass nicely. We'll put the instruction book there so we know how to use it. And we're going to use foldable protection. So if you look, this is one solid piece, and when you fold it, that'll roll up and possibly tear or break and cause damage. If you use foldable protection, it comes sliced and slit, and it'll fold nicely when you fold it up. So you're less likely to tear your cover and you know, break it and have to repair it. So we are going to go with a chrome side mower. Right there, mate. Down a little tap dance. Bit of river dancing going on. An Irish fodder bread. Right, so we've got our bits here. Bits are here. Coming cab. Oh, did I show you inside? We did. We had a look inside the Hurley one, didn't we? I just want to... We'll leave the engine run. We'll let that warm up a bit. Watching Fury Machine Gamer, he's, like, when he gets in his, he always goes in, starts the engine, gets out, lets it warm up a bit. Because he says, like, in real life, you wouldn't jump in, start up, and just go. You let it warm up, which is cool. So, yeah, this, as you can see, isn't an FS25 tractor. It's on the mod hub, which is amazing. But yeah, it is a straight up convert out of, I think this is a 17, but it might be 15. It might be straight out of 15, but it works, it does the job, and I like it. I like the nostalgia of it. Everything within it that needs to work works. So we are set up there. Let's just back this up. So we don't really need a big tractor like this for the single side mower. So in time, other things could do some mowing, and this might have to go out when we have to do some ploughing, when we have to do some cultivating and stuff like that. This is the tractor for that job, just so we can get something of a decent size on, because I'm going to be doing it with an angled plough, and we want to be able to, you know, not necessarily have to pull a 2.5 meter plough. Now, that opens, but because it opens on the tool, because it attaches as a tool and not as a, like a trailer, it's not the... It opens there. I might look to see if it has its own configurations to set within the settings. I might move it so it opens with a normal cover, because then hopefully it won't conflict. Like for us, when we raise and lower the mower unit, it's just going to be that, because we select that tool. With the worker, I think workers use the function of raise all, lower all, fold all to make sure everything goes in sync and is done correctly. So when it unfolds or folds, it yeah, it opens it all up. So the other option could be, if you use a worker, or if you use Courseplay worker anyway, would be to maybe have it open, set the Courseplay worker, and then as they unfold all, that would work in opposite and hopefully fold it. But anyway, let's actually get something back to the farm, shall we? Let's do that. I'll have to go round because I'm blocking that exit. No one ever watches where they're going. We do need to be careful because there is traffic on this road. I think it only comes from one direction. And I will have a fiddle in time to see what all the other animations are, because I know it says I was cycling through the groups The tractor, if you can see at the top, if you're on a small device, you probably can't see it, has control group 1 and control group 2. But I won't fiddle with that while we've got machinery attached. That doesn't seem like a safe thing to do. So I think now, as well, we'll set our speed to times 5, because it's now 10, so it's been about 2 hours, I think. Hour and 20 on the recording. I will try and trim that a little bit, but I'm not going to cut loads out, because there's a bit much to cut out, because it's just me telling you what we're going to do and why I want it and how it's going to run. I watch a lot of... I say I watch a lot. He's sort of had a break recently because of, you know, family priorities. Simulation Station. And he is an American guy, but he likes to do British farms and British maps. And he often runs with multiple tractors. So quite literally, a tractor will have 1 or 2 specific jobs, and that's all it does. So he'll have a tractor that does the feeder wagon and does the bales. There'll be a tractor that does the cultivating and maybe something else. And there'll be another tractor that does the planting and the seed. And there'll be another tractor that's set up that has the spreader on. So it'll do the solid fur, the slurry, the manure, and that'll be its job. So on our little farm, and he has a Scottish map gameplay going at the moment, and he does it there as well, and it works. It seems really good. I always like his style, and like I said before, I've been watching a fair bit of Fury Machine Gamer, or Gaming, sorry, and his realistic style is not necessarily what I'm trying to capture, because I can't do it like he do. I don't have his knowledge, but just to be going at it a little bit slower, taking my time, and yeah, just trying something different, trying to do something I've always wanted to do. Now, when I first tried to record this, the very first time, and I spoke about it in one of my On the Map challenge episodes, I went like all RP on this, like, oh, here we are, we've brought a farm, we've done this, right, and I got to editing and I just deleted it. I hated it, because that's not how I play this game. I like to just, you know, play it, and if we need reasons to do stuff, then we'll have it. I mean, we've got things that are going to bring in somewhat story aspect. We've got our policies, we've got our taxes, we've got our fines, we're going to get our bonuses. We're quite flushed with, well, we're not quite flushed with money actually. It's sort of soon gone down 400 grand. I guess you're quite flushed, aren't you? Once I saw that we had over $1 million, I was saying, oh, we could put a shop or something in town. Sorry, the airplane's coming back over. Put a shop in town and donate that as a drive-in sort of thing, but it's all going well. Oh, we got a spring expert. Is that a weeder? Just gone in? We'll have a look online. Check on my phone. What just went on sale? It is a weeder. God, I'm learning, aren't I? Perhaps I am better at this game than I give myself credit for. $120 horses. So we could do that with all 3 of our tractors, I think. Well, not the smallest, but with 2 of our tractors. We might, 8 grand? 6 grand. Mulcher configurator. So we can, so it does mulching and standard. So it has, so you can pre-mulch and weed. Why would you pre-mulch and weed? Would the mulcher not damage the crop in the field? I guess you could use it. Again, we've got the workshop. We could stick the mulching part on to go and mulch our fields after harvest, and then, if need be, we can weed them. This is a bonus item. This was never on the list. We are buying that. We got it with a mulcher unit because then we can take it on and off. we've bought it. Right, so what I want to do is set up our... Actually, just double check before we get... Actually, is that right? Settings, driver wages. Now, normally I take this right off. We're going to pay 50% wages because game wage rate is insane. So we will do that. Fuel threshold, broken threshold 95. Stop harvest while it's raining. AI helper fruit destruction is activated for all helpers. User settings, expert calls. I think everything else is fine. I think that's all good. Right, so we go in. We'll do probably 3 headland. Start work on the centre. Round corners, I'm just going to say 1 because there's a little bit of a round corner. It's up and down direction. Doesn't really matter. No, it don't matter because we're just cutting. Okay, so if we generate the course, nice and quick, nice and easy. But before they go, I just want to test if what I thought was right. So we'll just change that to first waypoint. Don't need to see the route. Send them off. Of course you are. Why would you do that to me? Why would you do that to me? Where do you want to start? Why turn left? There's a fence, mate. Right. And I was worried that I wouldn't be doing it realistic. See where they go. Aha. What's going on? Oh, no. Still did it. Still did it. There. Right, yeah. Just get out of the way. Gonna leave them to mow with their box open. Right. I've got to walk back to the shop, but I'll skip it. Nice day for a walk, but everyone else is out. I'm in a bit more of a rush. All is well. Yeah, I couldn't even tab that way if I wanted. I've blocked it. We can't tab. There is no teleporting. We can't jump to a site or anything like that. We are just we. So we'll take back. I'll see if I can get... I'll drive this one, because I don't want to have to reverse that. Just check this do. Traffic. Let's see if we can work a little bit of follow me. We aren't alone on the farm. We're allowed to have workers. We're allowed to have people come. And again, they will get paid. Do I have follow me installed even? I do. There you go. It was just being a little bit funny. Are they in there? They're not. They didn't give me the countdown. There we go. Now, why does it look like they're going to get stuck on this? Why does that look like that to me? Okay, hopefully they'll come. Hopefully. I'm not going to bring the JCB back yet because I'm going to have to head back up with one of these trailers and we're going to have to put our pallets and our big bags on, and we will try and do that. When we do that, we'll try and do that correctly. I cannot see if they are following me. I do not see them. They're not. Okay. Just pull out of the way a little bit. I'm not sure if this vehicle has hazards, so... Are they on? It sounded like something was clicking and then it stopped. Yeah, there we go. That's good. Sorry, mate. You're going to be in the way now. Where is my guy? When they set out their little rooty route, it did look like they were going to clip. And it seems they have. Did you even attempt it? No, you are just sat there. You're not following, my friend. Oh, it's because they're paused. We'll get rid of you. Sorry about that. Not quite sure why they would have been paused. I don't know how to set them to wait or pause. I just know how to activate and then jump in and deactivate. They do not care around here. They just walk in the road. Right. Are you able, my friend? See, that's the light. Why is the light coming on? Right control and H. Okay. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. They're just going to ram that car. Nope. Okay. There we go. I must have hit that by mistake. Right. There we go. Why do I feel like they're not coming still? Blocked by an object. I don't think they are. Now, when people often say on my other videos, why don't you use X, Y, and Z? It would be much easier. You can see that this is why I don't use X, Y, and Z. It's not much easier. What would have been easier if I'd have driven back. What are you doing? You are stuck on an object and they've left it. They've just gone home. They've created an accident and run off. Plus they took a £12 weight. Oh, I see the 12 quid might have gone to the person cutting grass. So I won't complain about that. That white estate has got to be so peed off. Like, they followed me down here. Right then. Shall we try again? I will get moving as quick as I can in hopes that they don't quit. Come with us, come with us. Follow me into the bush if need be. Yeah, boy. Now it's working. Hopefully every time won't be like that, but bear in mind that they probably will be similar to that each time I want to use follow me. And again, hopefully with the little JCB pallet loader donated to the store in good grace for us to use, we won't have to use it a lot for that sort of thing. So that's the other two storage sheds over there. I'm not quite sure what I'll put in them. It's not overly secure, but again, I'm not too worried about that because there's no one actually going to steal anything from us, is there? I hope. Right, I'm trying to think where I want to put this stuff. This is... Oh, actually, if we... You made it nicely. Thank you very much. I'll take over from here. Now that... I think I want... Now, is it apostrophe or square bracket? Block the trailer, the bracket. So that should be easier to reverse. That's right, it's the steering wheel is on the armor. Doesn't want to come with me now though, does it? Swings and roundabouts. Now, I was watching a Cartech video today, and he was he was saying about how playing the same game a lot brings comfort in knowing the controls and things like that. My friend, if you're watching this, this is another reason why I disagree. I don't remember any controls. I can play 37 games in a day. It wouldn't make no difference. I don't know any of them. Right. I am going to detach that here because the telehandler can sort that out itself. Let's turn the lights out. I was wondering what that noise was. That's my mower. It sounded like it had got stuck. It was obviously just coming past. Look, it's great, isn't it? I mean, he's going a bit quick. Might have to tell him to slow down next time. But while we've been faffing about, I've managed to mow our first meadow. So I'll be able to move them on while I sort more stuff out later. So what I'm going to do is, hopefully, from this is our introduction, setting the ground rules, understanding what's going on, sort of episode setup. We've got a large chunk of our machinery. Obviously, we're still going to need a tedder, a windrower, a baler. They finished, by the way. We have to get our small baler, which I think is there's a Massey and a Lely that we could choose from, so we'll get one of those. We may want to get a round baler as well, so we can do our silage. So we're going to want a bale wrapper because I've not got nothing that's powerful enough. Actually, the the Lambo will be powerful enough to pull a baler wrapper, but we might go for a baler and a wrapper because then that'll allow us to do baling and wrapping jobs. We're going to want to get ourselves a cultivator, a plough, a planter or a seeder, probably one of each eventually, and we're going to need to probably, to start with, for a few harvests, lease a harvester, so then we can try out some different size ones. If we lease some different ones, then we know what's going to work best for us, because if not, I will always go with a class dominator, which I think, because it's a popular use on a small field, small farm, I think people grow tired of them because they do get used a lot, but they are pretty cool. So we'll have to lease some different harvesters as harvests come in, and then decide on what we're going to buy, and hopefully we'll have enough money still by then after the taxman has got us, because tomorrow we pay £115,000 in tax, so half of what we got left is going to go on tax. So we're not as flush as it looks. So we've got quite a bit of machinery to get, plus we need to buy cows. We need to buy a cattle trailer, or we need to move cows. I need to be able to build pastures and get stuff going. So there's a lot still to do. But I think, since I want to run these pretty raw, and I want to show you as much as I can as I try to do it real-ish-tically, we're going to call that it. So this is probably going to be about an hour-and-a-half long episode. As an introduction, that's quite a lot. There has been a lot of talk in this one. A big bit of me just reading the screen for you. But if I read it out, then it goes into my brain a bit easier, and we'll understand. And we will have to, or I will regularly have to go back and check the policies for dates and such, and what the finer points of what the rules were, because I will forget them. But hopefully this is something that you guys will enjoy. Hopefully it's something different. It's certainly something different than you've ever had from me. I'm not sure how well this will go before I have one of my little tantrums, but, you know, stick around for that. So yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed it. This is the Real-Ish-Tic series. One day I'll be able to say it smoothly. The Real-Ish-Tic series here on Fields of Tyrone. If you have enjoyed it, give a big fat thumbs up down below. If you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, turn the bell notification on, find out when new videos are going live. As always, comments and feedback down there. Let me know what you think. Any mods that might help us, any techniques that might help us. Again, remember, we are within the confines of this game. What you do in real life doesn't always come across here. We will do our best. Let me know in the comments. Things you might like to see, things we should try. And also, should we aim for a financial goal? What are we worth currently? Are we worth more now? We're worth less. We've bought stuff and we are worth less. Literally worthless. So, yeah, there's that. A massive thank you to the channel members. Thank you for your continued support. This will be going out after Christmas publicly. The channel members might get this over the Christmas period. I am recording this just after the map was released, but I've said that the Own the Map challenge was going to be the last one of the year, and I'm going to stick to that. It would probably do me and my channel better to drop this straight away, but I will wait, because I stick by what I say, and I want to have this scheduled up, and I want to be having the time to be able to do both series. So a massive thank you to you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please drop me comments, channel members. Help with the interaction. It helps the channel go further when it launches publicly. Hopefully you all had a pleasant Christmas, or hopefully you're all having a good New Year, because that's when it's going to go out for everyone. I'll let you know how mine gets on as we go through. Yeah, hopefully you enjoy this. Ultimately, hopefully you all have a great day, and I will see you again very soon. Bye-bye.